Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to set up a Yongnuo 568EX2 to be a master flash, which means it will control your other flashes off camera. Now to do that, one thing that you have to keep in mind is all of your other flashes that you're trying to control have to be within line of sight of your master flash, which means their sensor has to be able to see the sensor for your master flash. So I've got a 568EX2 right here in my hand, and as you see I've got it set on manual mode, and in order to turn it on and turn it to master flash, I want to hold down the zoom button and it'll start to flash right there. You'll see that it's got, well, come on. As you'll see, it's got the off, OF, and then it's got the little lightning bolt in front of the speed light there. So to turn it on, we're going to hit on, and the first option that's going to pop up is going to say master on. So yes, that's where we're at. We're going to accept that. And so what we want to do is, if we want to set up the channel and the group and everything that we're going to control, we'll hold down that button again and hit it a couple times, and then the channel will pop up. We can go to channel 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go to channel 1, hit select. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our grouping. We can do a ratio. We can set it up so that A, B, and C are all separate. We can set it up so that A and B are exactly the same. We can set it up so that all groups, all flashes will be just the same in one group. But for today, what we're going to do is I'm going to set it up so that we have two different groups going. Okay, let me get back to where I need to be here. And we'll hit the little arrow over button here. We're going to control two flashes off camera. So I have it group A to B. That's what our ratio is going to be. So right now you see it has group A at 1/32 power, which is cool. You know, we'll go with that. Right now we're going to select group A, and to adjust the power settings, you get A, press the little select button here, get your A flashing, and then you can hit the right button to go up full stops of power, the left button to go down, the up button to go in third stops of power up, or the down button to go in third stops of power down. Let's go up here, let's put this thing at, let's go to about 1/4 power. Alright, that's a good starting point for me. Now we're at group A at 1/4 power, and we want to go to group B. So we'll hit our select button right here in the middle. The A starts flashing, hit it one more time, the B starts flashing, and then the B settings pop up. So we're going to adjust that. We're going to just make it, let's go down to 1/32 power. Alright, hit select, we're entered, that's good. So now we have it set up so that group A is going to be 1/4 power, like we said, and group B is going to be 1/32 power. Alright, now let's get our other flashes and put them in slave mode. So the first flash that we're going to make a slave is going to be another 568EX. We're going to hit the zoom button here, and as you see, slave mode came on, but we want to arrow over until we get to SC, which is slave for Canon, and on. Alright, and the default is going to go to whatever your last settings were. But if you look right here, it says slave, we're at channel 1, slave Canon, group A. Well, just to show you how to do this, we're going to make this one group B. Hit the zoom button a couple times until it gets to the A flashing, and we're going to hit the arrow over right, and we're going to make it group B. Then hit select. Now you'll see that the sensor is flashing there, and that area right here is the area that needs to be facing your master flash. You can adjust it and turn the flash so that it's shooting somewhere else, so you can still light your subject, but as long as the sensor is facing your master flash, you'll be in business. So the next flash that we're going to turn into a slave is going to be the 565EX. And to do that, again, you're going to look up here. You'll see the zoom button with the little lightning bolt beside it. That is the signal, or the sign, I guess I should say, for slave. It's not always going to be the zoom button on all the flashes, but you'll look for this little icon right there. So we're going to hold that down, and right now it says that the slave mode is off. We're going to hit the arrow button over and turn slave mode on. So select. Now this one, again, it's going to default to what you had it set up as last time, and right now I've got it set for channel 1, slave number A, and the C means it is a slave for Canon. Now these speed lights are pretty awesome because they can be slaves for Canon or Nikon. Now to select whose wireless system you want them to be a slave to, hit the zoom button a couple times till your C is flashing, and then we can hit the arrow button and you see it goes to an N, which means now it will accept Nikon wireless. Another feature that is really cool, not only does it do a slave solely for Canon or a slave solely for Nikon, but you can hit this arrow over button and you'll see the C, N are both lit at the same time. That means it is accepting both Canon and Nikon wireless control at the same time. So if I'm a Nikon shooter and you're a Canon shooter and we want to share the speed light, as long as we have it set up with this function, both of us can use this same speed light off camera. Anyway, we're going to change it back to just Canon, because Canon is what I shoot. Alright, so hit the zoom, get a flash, arrow over, get it to where you need it, and we're going to look at making this one, like we said, it's already going to be group A because the other one is set up on B, but to do it, you'll hit it until the slave flashes, that flashes there, arrow over, and just do it until you get to where you want it. Okay, so now we have channel 1, this is slave B, but we're supposed to have this one on slave A. There we go, got it to slave A. So we are set up and ready to go. Alright, so as you see, the sensor is flashing on here. It's looking for the control from the other speed light. Alright, so we have both of those set up and ready to go as slaves. They are searching for our master flash to tell them what to do. So right now we're going to get our flash, put it on top of our camera. One thing we want to do if we're just going to be using the speed light on top of our camera as a master flash, again, is we want to make sure that the flash is turned off. And to do that, we're going to hit our zoom. Get back there. Right now it shows the flash and off. Now if you want to turn it on, you can hit it, arrow over, and then you can turn the flash on, but we want it off so that we're not having any flash coming from on camera, because we want to do everything off camera. Alright, so right now it's set up so that only our slaves will fire. As long as they can see the sensor on this, they will go off. As you see, there's no triggers. And let's look at it. We have group A is supposed to be at 1/4 power, right? Group A has adjusted to 1/4 power. Alright, now, what did we have group B at? On here it's showing 1/32. Let's look in our camera, and what did we have group B at? Group B is at 1/32 power. Let's say we want to adjust that, so we're going to bump that up to half power. Alright. And as you see, it has changed. So, as you see, we can change the settings on the speedlights wirelessly from our master flash. Pretty simple. Just keep the sensors so that they can see the sensor on the flash that is on your camera, and there you go. They fire. That's just a quick rundown on how to set up slaves with the 568EX2. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. And if you have any suggestions or thoughts on other videos that you'd like to see, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching.